very good morning to you, Uganda. My name is Masi Katsime and glad to be here on Smart Men's Business. This is our second hour here. Every Monday to Friday, we are here from 7 until 9:55 here driving your business. And of course, we always have interesting topics for you. As you know, every day you learn, we share, you share with us as well. Well, of course, it is a beautiful, bright morning as those of you already on the road, hoping that you already set yourself, you've already set pace on how the day is going to run. But from us here, we are ready to drive your day. So keep tuned in because we have interesting things for you. And of course, you know, here in Smart 24 TV, we're always here to keep you inspired and motivated, to do more and more progress in line with business, in line with your entrepreneur ventures, or maybe even your organization. True, we appeal to everyone, we reach out to everyone, big or small. Everyone is actually a good audience here in Smart 24 TV. Well, of course, let's get inspired. Well, of course, right there, the only limit to your realization will be our doubts for today. And of course, that is majorly focusing on how you should be positive and encourage yourself each and every day that goes by, because for tomorrow, you realize tomorrow is just the next day. So definitely you have to keep positive, you have to keep yourself hopeful that in the end of it all, everything is going to be all right. Well, for here on Smart 24 TV, we always have you motivated on how you can actually improve your life, how you can improve your business in every sphere of life. We are all round and we keep you updated. And of course, I am with Andrew Barije, and of course, it is a good morning for him. You know, very smart indeed. How are you? Good morning, Andrew.
Good morning, Marcia. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm good. It's a good morning.
All right. Now, of course, it's our inspiration moment today. And, of course, taking a look at quite a number of entrepreneurs that have actually gone ahead of us in terms of business. And it's very important that we benchmark on such people for further progress. Now, of course, when I take a look in here, maybe just a few to add on to boost this up. Before we proceed with our topic of discussion of the day, something here says, don't confuse speed with momentum. Yeah, momentum is about the direction your heart beats towards. That is not how fast your feet shuffle. And of course, unknown, we know that this reminds us that true progress comes from aligning our actions with our deepest passions, and not just pushing blindly forward. You know, that is key and important. And also just to keep you motivated in here, Somebody here says that the greatest danger for most of us is known that our aim is too high, we miss it, but it is too low and we reach it. In other words, don't settle for mediocrity, aim for greatness even if you risk falling short. I mean, it's more like somebody tells you, you aim at the stars, you reach the moon, right? So other than aiming at the lowest and you don't even reach and you get lower, so you challenge yourself.
Challenge yourself, because they used to say the sky is the limit, but these days they say the sky is no longer the limit. You can go as far as you want.
Yeah.
You can go far as you want. There is no limit to being successful.
Absolutely.
These days, yeah.
And maybe just a little bit, the last one in here. In a world that celebrates noise, the quietest room often holds the most power. And of course, simply this here, the author means that true power comes from stillness, from reflection, from deep listening. Be the leader who cultivates inner wisdom amidst the external chaos.
By the way, do you realize that few people have listening skills? Like
Very few.
people.
It's one of the most rare things people do. Listening.
Yeah. It's different from hearing. Someone may be paying attention, but then may seem to be paying attention, but they're very far. The concentration is very, very far. So for you, in a room of 100, just maybe 10% are actually listening.
And so when you listen, you get this wisdom.
You get the wisdom. Yes. So improve on your listening skills. Don't have songs in your head running through as they're trying to pump sense into you. It's good for someone to call you in the corner and tell you A, B, C, and D is not. What you're doing is not right. Maybe you could do A, B, C, and D. And of course, the attitude also matters at the end of the day. The attitude that someone gives you while, trying to discipline you at the end of the day. For some people, we have to learn to deal with different characters. For some people, if you shut at them, that is it. They have switched off. So you have to learn the different characters that people have. If Andrew is, what was Ampola? So that you get to their point. Then there are those that you need to be hard on.
Absolutely.
Yeah, so
absolutely.
That's it.
All right, very interesting discussions in here, and now let's switch into the discussion of the day today. Of course, taking a look at debt management, but at this particular time, we're so much interested. It's focused more on the debt consolidation bit of it, most especially in Uganda. Well, there have been quite lots of theories that really surround this, and the aspect. For example, there are people in Uganda whereby somebody has quite three dates at once at the same time, and then this person probably they feel a little bit insecure, and somebody tells you that, why don't you get a loan? For example, if I owe somebody 5 million, I owe another person 3 million, I owe another person 2 million, why don't I just get a loan of 10 million and I clear all these three people once, such that I only have this one loan to clear? I mean, there is a school of thought which is in relation to that, as one of the ways of debt consolidation in some sort of a way. And it happens really so incredibly. But despite all that, we still stand a chance of, if we base on our country, Uganda, because according to something in here, a number of financial gurus definitely advocate for the debt consolidation. But of course, in Uganda, this streamlining tactic might be just a one-way ticket to deeper debt hell. It might seem like it is safe, but it's leading you to a date. In other words, they say it's more like creating a debt cycle. In some sort of a way. Now, of course, in here, you could be thinking that you're trying to match the dates, but you're creating a huge loan. And of course, Ugandan interest rates average 20%, which definitely means that your new loan will be way much more higher on your wallet for the years to come.
True, actually. I must agree. Imagine you're having like different loans and then you have to pay at once. Then you have the burden of also paying the other one, it's like too much for some people.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's too much.
Very, very, very much
Yeah.
for some people. And of course, when we take a look at trading multiple creditors for one, this is, of course, a seemingly benevolent overload. But Ugandan banks really have a long history of aggressive debt collection tactics, and of course miss a payment and they will be definitely on your side, on your doorstep for the collateral that you put aside and all that. So seizing your assets, leaving you financially naked. I mean, we are trying to debt consolidation, in which people are undertaking this, but what is the other side, the other untold side of the debt consolidation bit of it? You know, we've seen clearly in a report, Ugandan banks have a history of, you know, when it comes to looking for this money, they're really tough, and people have lost assets worth millions of money.
No, it's just that Ugandans actually, you must realize, Ugandans are stubborn naturally. Naturally, because for someone having a loan of 10 million, they'll be like a small money, depending on how much they've been invested, according to how much they're invested in. They feel like, oh, maybe 10 million is enough. So they send you warning letters, you do not respond, you know.
Yeah.
So how do you expect them to swing in action if not by force to take your assets?
Yeah.
Yeah?
So
because,
literally,
you know, there is joy of borrowing, but then paying back is always hard, the hardest part. And most especially, it depends on who's borrowing.
Exactly.
Yes, it depends on who's borrowing, and of course, also the banks also take notice of the papers, your payments. They check through if you're really viable for this loan. I also don't want people that stress them at the end of the day. I don't want to look for you. I need you once you. They go to your salary record and see if you're being paid, maybe, because I don't think you can get a loan that is, that you know you will complete in a space of 20 years. No, imagine you're getting 500,000, yeah? And of course you've gotten a loan of 50 million. How you ever going to finish that payment? It's going to take ages.
Of course, it's going to be a little bit difficult to just accumulate in
So people should query them themselves. They have to be realistic on things that they do. You have to be able to get a loan that you know you're going to pay up. And you know the interest rates, you know at least how much they're going to deduct at the end of the day, so that you get also extra money to live on to. Yeah.
Very beautiful in that way. Now, of course, in here we see that if you're not really addressing your spending habits, the real source of your debt was at the same time. Now, of course, it's more like, somebody gave an example in here, it's more like pouring water into a leaky bucket, and you'll be back at the well soon enough. So that is something that you keep your cycle in if you don't really deal with your spending habits. So consolidation is more of a surface idea, but dealing with your spending habits is more like dealing with the roots of the date.
And you know,
why do you have that?
Andrew, you know, for us, we feel like you can get a loan. There has to be a necessity as to why you get a loan. You maybe want to invest in something that you know that you're going to earn your profits and you're going to pay back the loan, but you just get a loan to buy unnecessary things. How are you going to compensate for that payment? So the means on which people use to get the loans, I think that is why most of them, or maybe the other reason could be you've invested and something has not worked out. You know, there is also that possibility. Yeah, of investing and, you know, in turn, things don't work out. Maybe you invested in your new business and over the day it's not getting more profits than you expected. That could also be an issue.
Okay. Absolutely beautiful. Of course, if we can take a look in here, the control beat a little bit as one payment, they say. But of course, but do you have the self-control when you're definitely getting into this hustle? That is the biggest picture in here. Because Ugandan social pressure and aspirational living can easily derail your good intentions. And of course, consolidation is a tool, not just something that we can really speak about. Now, getting into the real facts in here, we see that 60% of Ugandans consolidate their loans, and it's not a solution, it's a date buying cycle.
Oh yeah. Obviously.
60%.
60%, yeah.
Ugandans.
Because at the end of the day, you have to pay back the loan. You have to pay back the loan that you got to pay up these other loans that you had. So it's a cycle. It's a cycle. You cannot have, it's unavoidable. Fine, you would have a collective. You sort out the many to finish up the one, but then it's still hectic. Still a burden.
And 40% of consolidated loans in Uganda default. And consolidation isn't a safety net in Uganda, but it's more like a tightrope walkover. That is over financial crocodiles from that way. So consolidation in Uganda, maybe in our neighbors around East Africa, but it's not an ideal according to the statistics, the report that reveals here. Now, the Ugandan debt collection industry is booming at the same time. Of course, these people actually, we're seeing they're quite
the money lenders?
debt collection. I mean, there are people that are into the debt collection business.
Oh, they do hire people.
They do hire people to do that. I know some people who do that, and
it's a good business.
It's a good business. Somebody told you have these amounts of billions for this bank in here, and all that, and it's quite a huge business. And these people, they are not your friends actually. They're actually circling on your financial carcass. So literally, they're trying to make sure that they can drain you, drill you in some sort of way. So you gotta be careful. Now, what's the real deal? That's the aspect. What is the real deal? This is Uganda. I mean, what is the real deal when it comes to debt, managing debt? We've seen the other side of the debt consolidation, as facts clearly bring it out that only 60% of Ugandans consolidate their loan multiple times, and it's not a solution, it's rather a debt-bringing cycle. And another figure really clearly says that 40% of the consolidated loans in Uganda, they default. Facts. That means consolidation isn't a safety, but it's more of a tightrope that is heading you to certain sort of distraction. Now, what is the real deal? I mentioned part of it. Tracking your spending habits. Track your spending habits, you know, as to every share. I mean, there is that statement that says every penny counts. Every penny counts. So that means every piece of money really should mind and prioritize and negotiate. I mean, we are looking at Uganda, the realistic way of managing debt in Uganda. Prioritize and negotiate. Now, of course, you need to see how you can negotiate with the lenders, you know, in terms of negotiation before you get into a deal. Basically, that's what they're trying to tell you. Now, even the aspect of budgeting, you need to budget like your life depends on it. Budget like your life depends on it. Don't budget out of don't budget religiously. In other words, budget as your life depends on it. Have a reason, have a revelation behind your budget as to why all that is happening. And of course, I mean, many people don't ever realize that they need financial counseling.
Oh yeah, literacy. Yeah, you need a financial advisor.
Somebody to counsel you when it comes to advise you on finances, but it's also one of the real deal issues. Look for somebody that can actually advise you.
Actually, I'm thinking, the moment you actually get a financial advisor, you realize that every penny counts. Every penny counts. Even 100 shillings you spend, you're like, okay. You learn accountability. You learn, you learn not to overspend on necessary things. You know, you learn to go with the necessary money in your wallet. If it's transport, you need 50,000 for transport. That's it. Beyond that, you're going to have unnecessary spending that you weren't budgeted for. And mostly this has affected women. I must say we are the vulnerable, we are the culprits, because, you know, women are attracted to beautiful things. You're walking along the road and you see something, so you find yourself spending more than you had, you know, anticipated, which is not good. Okay, so spend when you know you have something to return into your wallet at the end of the day. Okay,
very true. So get a counselor, not a shark loan, for you to be able to manage debt. Well, that is it for now. Let's take a break, and entertainment and sports coming up.